Today is a big day for a little company, because today we have the Radical RXC Turbo 500 and the simply fabulous Anglesey race circuit. The sun is shining, the track surface is hot, and the Radical is going big game hunting. The target lap time? Nothing short of the McLaren P1's 111.2 will do the job. Now before you all cry foul, let's clear up a few things about this Radical. It is road legal, it is homologated for sale worldwide. Radical has sold a dozen road cars so far, and production is ramping up nicely. So what exactly is this thing? Well, the basics are a mid-engine rear-wheel drive coupe that looks like a Le Mans prototype and costs £143,000 in the UK. The chassis is tubular steel with integrated roll cage and carbon fibre bodywork. The suspension is inboard with adjustable in-tracks dampers. Power comes from a Ford EcoBoost 3.5 litre V6 with twin turbochargers, and that's hooked up to a transverse 7-speed Quaife gearbox with torque biasing LSD. Dripping wet, it weighs 1100 kilos and it produces 530 horsepower and 481 foot-pounds of torque. Oh, it has real downforce too. Radical don't make any arbitrary claims about X kilos at X miles per hour, but suffice to say they're pretty confident it won't be found wanting through the quick stuff. It looks pretty intimidating, but I can't wait to try it out. Can it really challenge the P1? Nobody is really sure.
Okay, so we're not going to beat around the bush too much with this car. We have a very clear target, I think, and that is the McLaren P1 and those super sticky Trofeo tyres. Today we have road legal Dunlop Durenzas on this. Somewhere in the ballpark of that P1. Before we set the time, I want to try and describe a little bit what it's like to drive this car. Well, it doesn't have that absolutely monumental performance of a P1, but it is quick, 540 horsepower and just over 1100 kilos. What it has, just by the bucket load, is braking performance and cornering performance. You hear a lot about downforce on hypercars, supercars. It's only when you drive something that's really got feels proper downforce that you understand why they keep banging on about it, and you sort of realise that most road cars that claim to have it talking utter crap, really. This thing has it, through the quick stuff. Unbelievable. And that pays dividends through the quick corners. Also under braking, there's no ABS, so you can brake so late in this car. Pedal feel is superb. So I guess the standout things about this car are simply the grip and the braking performance, but the engine's really lovely and characterful, and the balance. What I find amazing about it is the balance is so predictable, really intuitive, and the weird thing is it's a high downforce car, but when you get it right and you get the car on the edge, it reminds me of a Caterham. Just moves, it's almost like you're not steering the car. And they haven't all been like this, the Radicals have driven, but this one is sweet as. It's the perfect setup around here. And it's gonna be seriously quick. 130 grand this car, they've sold a dozen road cars already, plus a load of race cars. Probably on the road as much as a P1, so it qualifies. Is it the new fastest car on this track? We're going to find out. It's going to be pretty tight, I think.
So the Radical RXC Turbo 500 is madly exciting and challenges you to push into that strange world of downforce. Yet it remains a simple car to get to grips with once your brain is adjusted to its capabilities. Suitably reprogrammed, it's time to set a lap time. In the event, the McLaren P1, all 903 horsepower of it, was comprehensively beaten by the Radical. Within the first few laps I managed a 111.1 and soon that was chipped away to a 110.5. Amazingly, the Radical could replicate that time even late into the day with tyres that had been pushed for fast laps and given plenty of abuse for some sideways hooliganism. In fact, there's more time to come from this car, but for today, 7/10 quicker than a P1 on its super sticky optional tyres, or 1.8 seconds faster than the fabulous 918 Spider, is probably sufficient to make a point, don't you think? To see if anything can eclipse the incredible Radical in future, please subscribe to Evo's YouTube channel.